Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Chilltown Hoops. I'm your host, Jermaine. The youngsters call me OG. My friends call me J-Dub. Let's get to it. Game 4 tonight. What are we looking for? I'm looking for a better effort from Devin Booker. And I think I will get a better effort from him. He's averaging 25 a game in bounce back games. They did a really good job on him in Game 3. I thought Monty Williams also did a good job in letting him sit and watch. You know, some coaches would have left him out there and that 3 for 14 could have been 6 for 28. And when you're doing that, what you're doing is you could very well screw up a guy's confidence. Monty Williams didn't do that. Instead, he took him out the game. He figured that this was a wash. Come sit next to me, and I just want you to think about what's going on out here. And not only think about what's going on, think about what you're going to do in the next game. How are you going to be better? What can you do to be better? And that was a great coaching move from Monty Williams, as opposed to just leaving him out there and letting him continue to sink. Now, in some cases, it works. Because if you got a young player who needs to experience not just defeat, but failure, it makes them better. It could also ruin them too. But in this particular situation, Coach Williams didn't do that. Let me have you sit over here and I want you to see what's going on and see what you can do in the next game. Now, what I can't do is I can't take away from the fact of what Phoenix has been doing defensively. With their perimeter switching, with PJ Tucker staying close to Devin Booker when he doesn't have the ball, and getting in his jersey when he does have the ball legally. Not roughing him up, but making it difficult on him. Because I've said this more than once, more than twice. At this level, you're not going to stop anybody. Your best option is to make it difficult on guys. And they made it difficult on him. When Drew Holiday covers Devin Booker has taken 12 shots. He's only made one of them. When Drew Holiday is covering him. He's 4 in these last 3 games. He's 6 for 21 from the 3. No, that's not true. He shot 1 for 7 from 3 in Game 3. And they just did a good job on Book. They did a great job on Book. Now, how can Phoenix get themselves back in this series? They got to get back to doing what they were doing. They got to get back to that pick and roll action with Ayton and Chris Paul. They got to get back to getting out in transition, which they were doing in Game 1 and Game 2. They got to get back to that in order to have a shot in this series. Even though they're winning, they have to get back to that. Milwaukee's been doing a good job. Milwaukee did a good job in Game 3 in slowing them down. Did a great job in that. You got to get Ayton more involved in the offense because that works. With Ayton at the pinch post, with Ayton at the elbow, with Ayton diving to the basket, Ayton getting out in transition, that's his game. And when he gets going, that puts so much pressure on Milwaukee's interior defense. So we got to get him going again. We have to get him going again. What can Milwaukee do to continue this? Well, that defense is the most important thing. I mean, they held them under the first 2 games. Phoenix scored 118 points. They held them to 100 in Game 3. A team like that holding them to 100 points, you're doing a damn good job. So, what did they do to slow them down? Well, the pickup point The pickup point was big, slowing down their transition game. Jrue Holiday keeping hands and keeping his body in front of Chris Paul and making it difficult on him, blocking his vision, disrupting his dribble, disrupting their transition game. If he could continue to do that, they got a good shot. They got a really good shot. Giannis is special. I don't know if Giannis can continue to be 40 and 15 or 40 and 13 special, but he's been special. If I can get Jrue Holiday and Middleton to just be solid, and when I say solid, I mean 22, 24 out of Middleton. If I can get 18 out of Jrue Holiday, and I can make it, and they can continue to make it difficult on Book, and they can make it difficult on Chris Paul, they got a really good shot. Because Phoenix doesn't have a guy like Giannis who does what Giannis does. They don't have a guy like that. So the difference in this series has been Phoenix's backcourt outplaying Milwaukee's backcourt. And you have to make Chris Paul work on defense. Have to. You have to engage him on defense. Because if you don't, then that gives him more energy on offense. And not just him, Book too. Phoenix's second unit was incredible. Has been incredible. They actually got them back in the game. In game 3, Cam Johnson, Cameron Payne. These guys are crucial to what they're doing. So Milwaukee's bench has to match that, which means Bobby Portis has to play. He played 18 minutes in game 3. And he was nothing but energy, which is what they need. They have to have that from him. That's not something that they should have. They're not going to be able to be competitive in this series if Bobby Portis is not on the floor. He's their energy guy. He's a guy that they need him on the floor just for what he does in terms of energy. He gets them second chance points. He gets the 50-50 balls. He gets those things. That's why they're leading in those categories. They've out-rebounded Milwaukee. A lot of that has to do with Bobby Portis. A lot of that has to do with Giannis as well. But they've out-rebounded them. They've taken care of the basketball better. So all of these things that they're doing, they're winning the dirty work battle. This game 4 is pivotal because what it does is the winner of this game puts an immense amount of pressure on the other team. Phoenix wins this game, Milwaukee's facing an elimination game. And the series is probably over. I mean, we've seen a team come back from 3-1 in the NBA Finals. That was the one time ever. I'm having a difficult time believing that Milwaukee could come back from 3-1 if they fall in the hole. If they fall 3-1 in the hole to these guys, that they could come back. Especially going on the road. This team, I'm having a difficult time believing that. If Milwaukee ties up this series, now we got a completely different ball game. And we're having a completely different conversation because it is not as difficult to win game 1 or game 2 on your home floor as opposed to coming back to your home floor and having to win game 5. Because the loser of that game is facing an elimination game. Phoenix has to continue to do what they're doing. What they were doing at home, they have to get back to that. They have to. Otherwise, they will be facing a game 5 going home tied, and that's a lot more pressure. A lot more. Now, I like Milwaukee tonight. I do. I absolutely like Milwaukee to tie up this series because all Phoenix did was hold serve. Milwaukee's 8-1 at home. They got the best home record in the playoffs at home. So I like Milwaukee tonight. And I like them to tie up this series. I'm very interested to see how this goes, man. Very interested to see how this goes. So I'll be on live tonight, and we'll talk about it. All right, guys. Good to see you.